Episode 2. Everything Changes at the Inn. Section 2. The Last of the Blind Man. This project was prepared by Broa Rasul Sharif, teaching at Safin High School in Rania City. Moments later, 7 or 8 men came running towards the inn. In front, there were 3 men holding hands. Then, in the weak moonlight, I could see that in between the other 2 was the blind man. "Go in," he cried. Several men went to the door of the inn and, finding the door unlocked, went inside. 2 of them stayed outside with the terrible blind man. There was a moment's silence, then a cry of surprise and a voice shouting from the house. "Bill's dead," the blind man swore. "Look in his pockets, then find the chest," he cried. A little while later, one of the upstairs windows was thrown open and someone shouted out to the blind man, "Pew, someone's been in the chest." "Isn't it there?" Pew asked angrily. "The money's here, but there's none of Flint's writing," the man replied. "It's these people of the inn. It's that boy. Why didn't I take his eyes out?" cried the blind man, Pew. "They were here earlier. The door was locked when I came. Go and find them." Just then came the whistle we had heard before, and it came from the direction of the village. "Dirk's blown the whistle again," said one of the men. "That means he's seen someone coming. Let's leave." "Keep looking," Pew shouted angrily. "The boy and his mother can't be far away. We almost have it, and you want to run away? You'll be as rich as kings if we find it." "Hang it, Pew. Why don't we go? We've got the bag of money," said one. Pew started trying to hit the men with his stick. As the fight went on, the sound of horses galloping came from the top of the hill. The sailors quickly stopped fighting and ran away, leaving Pew anxiously tapping up and down the road alone. Just then, 4 or 5 horses appeared in the moonlight, galloping down the hill towards the inn. Pew screamed and, not knowing in which direction to go, ran right under the first horse. Down he went with a terrible cry. The horses came to a stop and I recognized the boy that had gone from the village to get Dr. Livesey. With him were several law officers who he had met on the way to the doctor's house. Pew was dead. We went back to find my mother and carry her to the village. There she recovered well after a little while. The law officers rowed on to the nearby bay, but they were too late. The strange ship had already gone, and probably the rest of the pirates with it. When the leader of the men, Mr. Dance, returned from the bay, I told him everything that had happened. "They wanted something more than the money, you say?" "Well then, Hawkins, what on earth were they trying to find?" he asked me. "I believe I have what they want in my pocket," I replied, "and I would like to get it to Dr. Livesey so that it will be safe." "Of course, boy," he said. "Yes, I shall go there myself and tell him all about this. Why don't you come with me?"